Welcome, Director Larius and Chief of Staff Veronica Lizama. Did I get that right?
That's correct.
Okay, terrific. You want to go ahead with your presentation?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Chair, Committee, Council members. We'll dive right into it. First slide, please. The transitioning of heavy trash to a scheduled service. So what we've come to find out since my tenure as Director of Solid Waste, that the current services that we offer are not up to the standards that the citizens deserve, and we're doing everything we can to mitigate those problems. So one thing that we wanted to do was implement a new program of collecting heavy trash on a scheduled service. The reason why we came up with this idea was the previous system was not suitable at a citywide scale. Crews are driving every street whether the trash was set out or not. Delays and backlogs impact neighborhoods, and residents ask for more predictability and accountability. Next slide, please. How does this work? How residents request the heavy trash collection? So the initial call will be a 311 to submit a service request. The request, it comes into our department. We will request, when the request is reviewed, and it will be scheduled per the resident. The resident is notified of the scheduled date. The collection will be completed within 5 working days of the scheduled date provided. Each address may request up to 4 collections curbside per calendar year. Next slide, please. The implementation of this program, we have been, we had a kickoff at the beginning of the year, somewhat at the end of last year. We were fortunate and blessed to piggyback off of Public Works work order system. This is the first time that Solid Waste has a work order system in our department. We're undergoing software testing. We're right in the middle of driver training as well. We're going to have, this is the first time we've announced the program. We have community outreach, and hopefully we'll get the first scheduled pickup to launch on March the 2nd. Next slide, please. A great asset to this program in which we don't feel like we've done a great job at promoting is our residential drop-off centers, known as the depositories. We've gone to several speaking engagement, HOAs, civic clubs, and one thing that we found out that a lot of our residents don't know a lot about our residential drop-off centers / depositories. We have 6 neighborhood depositories, residential drop-off centers that are located throughout the entire city, and that they are able to take residential trash at these depositories so that residents don't have to leave curbside heavy trash in front of their houses for many days and sometimes months. Next slide, please. Process efficiencies and route optimization. One thing that we did do is collection of trash and recycling. We've done a great job. I can't thank the men and women of Solid Waste Management for the first 6 months that I was in office. We were plagued with the recycling and trash pickup of the cans on the road. And I can honestly say now that those problems don't exist in our department anymore. And that was due to the fact of the utilization of using a work order system that was in place, which is routeware, accurate tracking of service requests. We actually balanced the routes, so each driver has the opportunity to complete their route in an efficient amount of time and for work-life balance, and also plan refinements using performance data. So we implemented standard operating procedures for each driver to set a minimum of collecting 950 cans per day. That gives them an opportunity, a goal to strive for every single day. Next slide, please. The cost service study, so the Burns and McDonald study has been complete. It shows the independent cost service analysis that is completed. It evaluated service models and what are the cost drivers, and also findings under internal review. Once that is released, you will actually get to see what we sat down with them and what we discovered as far as staffing, what vehicles we need, so on and so forth. Next slide, please. Recycling program update. We're happy to report that our contamination has reduced from 49% to 38.7%. One thing is we're going to continue to do is ongoing education and monitoring, and also we're still having midweek wait times remain elevated at FCC due to several reasons. It could be traffic, it could be weather, it could be due to the tipping floor being full from third-party vendors. We still have somewhat of a slight waiting problem with our recycling drop-off center. Next slide, please. The heavy trash contractor update. We were fortunate to utilize a contractor that was brought on from Hurricane Beryl, and we were authorized to use $2 million for the contractor support. They had 6 trucks that are active. We started on December 3rd with a 2-week holiday pause. We've used approximately 33% of the funding. As of January 28, 2026, the contractor have collected a total of 3,255 tons of residential heavy waste. Next slide, please. Landfill and transfer stations. The McCarty landfill has approximately 9 years of remaining capacity. Blue Ridge landfill has 73 years of remaining capacity. Tascasita Recycling and Disposal have 16 years of remaining capacity. Fairbanks landfill, 30 years of remaining capacity. The city transfer stations, we have 2 open transfer stations managed by Republic Service. One Republic transfer station a few days per week, 1 management transfer station in the south. Gasmer transfer station, the bid was canceled and funding requested in the FY27 CIP for reconsideration. Next slide, please. The grant staffing and the communications, just give you an update. The grant funding supports a multi-family recycling pilot with Councilmember Kamen's office. Additional funding opportunities under review. We have the opportunity to hire approximately 28 employees in FY26 with 3 separations. We have ongoing public communications through website, 3-to-1 social media and community meetings. We've been doing a lot of internal process improvements from a communication standpoint. One thing that we wanted to do was actually have someone internally that can answer questions that need to know update information. So we have hired 2 individuals to be able to serve as a point of contact for solid waste, that they can call a number to get real-time accurate information and data for any services that we provide. And now we can take questions.
Okay, Councilman Martinez.
Thank you, Chair. Director,
Yes, sir.
it's great to hear about the on-demand heavy trash pickup.
Yes, sir.
This is a budget amendment that I've submitted the last 2 years, so it's nothing new. I think we all have been talking about it for some time. And then
Yes,
as a staffer, we submitted it at least 2 or 3 years as a budget amendment. So it really isn't anything new. I think it's just taking that step to start
Yes, sir.
implementing.
Yes, sir.
I know we had conversations about a pilot program.
Yes, sir.
I will be honest and just be transparent to the public. I feel worried about starting something citywide. I feel like, we should be able to do it, but at the same time,
Yes, sir.
The concerns about folks that you mentioned not even knowing about depositories, with the changes in when recycle has been delayed. Right now, folks just don't know what's happening with solid waste. I say that because this was a budget amendment that I put out because I didn't want to have a fiscal impact. I want to talk about the actual cost, right, of what we need to be doing. So first, we definitely need to ensure that any operational changes that we can do, let's exhaust all of those options. So on demand, let's change that habit, let's change it for Houstonians. But at the end of the day, the cost to maintain these transfer stations, we purchased several recycling trucks. It still costs money to maintain those, so we purchased them, but now how are we going to fulfill the dollars to be able to maintain those heavy trucks? Staff, we've been hearing a lot more conversations from around a lot of your team members about pay, the workload, and so I still, there's two other budget items that I submitted that I would like for your department and of course the administration to take a look at. The first one was the one-time fee for new residential developers. We know that we've increased the number of customers.
Yes, sir.
Homes are popping up everywhere throughout the city of Houston. The one-time fee that I was submitting was $28, something like what you would pay for whenever you would turn on your gas or water. It's a small amount, but it's an amount that tackles the financial part of it. And the other one is a trash fee. I'm not going to stop harping on a trash fee. We can continue to exhaust all options when it comes to the operation. I think we need to continue to do that. I think what you've been doing has been helpful. Let's include that technology that we know we've had for years. Let's start using it. But at the end of the day, in order to continue to address the maintenance aspect of solid waste, in order to address the pay that we need to pay our solid waste employees, we're going to have to ultimately look at what pretty much every other municipality around the city of Houston has, which is a trash fee.
Yes,
that's
sir.
in Pasadena, that's in Friendswood, Pearland, and that's just on the south side where I'm closest to.
Yes, sir.
In District I, but on the north part of Houston or northern Houston, we have this trash fee that, quite frankly, we're not utilizing here at the city of Houston. And so I commend you for wanting to do this. We need to be all hands on deck.
Yes, sir.
To get this information out to constituents, because there's a little bit of nervousness for me. This is something, again, I've been wanting to see happen for years, but as long as we can roll that out and make sure, again, all hands are on deck, not just council members, but constituents and your team, to make sure that messaging, I saw the timeline, it's pretty aggressive. I commend you. But wherever we could be helpful in making sure that folks know that this shift to on-demand heavy trash, which I'm excited about, actually becomes a win for everybody. So,
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Councilwoman Peck?
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Director, for the presentation. A couple of questions. For the scheduled service for heavy trash, I'm sure we'll get more in the weeds of that program as
Yes,
we get
ma'am.
closer to rolling it out. But just a quick question on that. The 4 collections per year at each address, does that start over again if someone sells the house and now there's new owners, or it's just 4 times? So if,
Yes, ma'am. It's per residence. What we're having right now, the issues that we're having, the current model that we're on, we're riding in certain council districts where the placement rate is higher in some areas and not so much in other areas. So where the placement rate is really low, we're riding streets that have no heavy trash on them, and we're spending weeks there. And I don't know if everyone understands that in our department is split into different service lines. In the heavy trash section, it's only like 68 people total. So we deploy, on paper, on a perfect day, we can deploy 27 crews with FMLA call-ins, vacation. We're averaging about 20 crews in a city this size. So if we go into an area where the placement rate is rather low, we're riding in that map and we're neglecting areas where we could have been. This program allows us to at least get data to show that once we sit down, going off the work orders, what we can produce, I can actually get some data on what actually is needed to staff it appropriately. So that is one of the things that we're looking forward to, just getting some hardcore data. So to answer your question, it will be per resident, and if we have, it has to be workarounds because it's a brand new implementation. So if a resident's been there for 10 years, they sell their home, got new service come in, that's something that we would have to restart for those new customers, because that's not fair that a previous resident used all of their
Right.
for curbside.
okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
yes, ma'am.
For the tracking system of service requests, so we're not using paper maps anymore. Is
No,
that
ma'am.
correct?
No, ma'am. We are trying to get away from the paper map system so that we can, again, actually track. And also, with the new work order system, we're able to capture before pictures, after pictures, so that we have secretly been working for third-party contractors. Most of the residents we pull up to, probably, I would say every bit of 40% are commercial heavy trash that we're picking up. I've actually witnessed, individuals with a trailer dumping in front of the residents, and I stopped them. I was like, hey, are you aware of the depositories? Of course, they didn't know who I was. And it basically stated, I'm not paying that fee to go take it to the landfill. I was like, no, the depositories are free. And but with the residential drop-off centers, and we got to promote that as a new language, but those are accessible to the public as well.
Thank you. And I have a lot more questions, but in the interest of time, I'll get with you
Got it.
afterwards.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Kamen.
Director, this
Yes,
is terrific. This is exciting news. So I'm going to say congratulations ahead of time just on us being willing to tackle, right, to sink our teeth into this issue and launch such an innovative program. Can you just, for the average person, is there a distinction between heavy trash and tree and yard waste? And how is that going to be addressed?
So that's a great question, Council Member. The great thing about the scheduling program, because each bulk waste and tree waste, we have two different crews that can address both of them. So what we would like to do is take the tree waste to the tree waste vendor that we have been using, instead of taking it, of course, it get mixed up to go to the landfill.
Right.
With the opportunity, when a resident gets a appointment scheduled, they let us know if it's bulk waste or tree waste.
So it can be distinguished that way.
So we can separate it.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
perfect. I have some follow-up questions on that. Specifically, what do we communicate right now to residents? I mean, even on my street, I have more yard waste and tree waste filling up ditches. And I don't know what to tell our residents
So-
with that. And I know we're short on time, so I have a few other questions.
Okay.
But at the back, I'll ask my questions, then if there's time, please tell me. But we want to get the word out, because
Yes, ma'am.
what do we do right now?
Okay.
Thank you so much for spotlighting the pilot program,
Yes, ma'am.
the multifamily recycling pilot program. And I want to make sure it's clear this is a pilot program with grant funding, not city dollars.
Right.
And it does not in any way take away from recycling services that are currently going residential. So it's not a diversion of any resources, both in personnel or costs.
Yes, ma'am.
But focusing on the timelines that you said, one, McCarty, 9 years. And it takes years to get a new landfill and hundreds of millions of dollars. Atascocita, 16 years, we say, oh, that looks pretty good. But no, that's about, my understanding, the timeline to even get a new landfill. So we have 2 landfills coming up on end of life as we're continuing to put more into the landfills, not diverting waste either, tree and yard waste, as well as recycling. So can you talk a little bit about what we're facing there and how important it is for those diversions? It's great to see with recycling, contamination rates are going down.
Yes, ma'am.
But we need a lot more, because again, with multifamily, everything is going to our landfills. So if you can talk about that, and what do we tell residents right now that just have piles, sitting on
ma'am.
their streets?
So the main hub for yard waste, along with everything else, is 311 right now. The second phase of, after we tackle the heavy trash ordeal, we'll be the same thing for yard waste. We want residents to call in. We have crews designated for each one of our service lines. And the problem is, when we first came in, that we didn't have the adequate staff appropriated to each service that we render. I could take the can placement group. It was like 4 people in that whole group, and no one knew that. So for us to, another reason why I'm saving the FTEs, because I need to make sure we're staffed appropriately for each one of those service lines. Another part about the first question you asked was about the educational piece of how we do clean recycling, how we divert things that can be recycled from the landfill. So with implementing this work order system, so that we can know what we're going to pick up, that helps us divert a lot of material from going to the landfills to preserve the life that they have right now.
Thank you. I know my time is up, but again, this is very exciting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Director, can we talk about how we're going to communicate to Houstonians about the March 2nd start of the program?
Yes, ma'am. That's a tentative date. We are actually working, our communications team is working diligently now to launch this huge campaign over the next 3 weeks with B-rolls, social media platforms, actually scheduling a meeting to sit down with each one of the council members to launch this program, to get your feedback. We have a tentative date of March 2nd. We feel like we can achieve that deadline, but if we need to push back to make sure that the city is educated and all of the media gets a hold of it, we can. That's just a date that we set for now to get it launched.
Okay, so from now until March the 2nd, should residents still be putting out their
Yes, ma'am.
their heavy trash and their trees? So we are still picking up on the regular
Yes, ma'am.
pickup
Yes, ma'am.
times?
Yes, ma'am.
But then starting March 2nd tentatively,
Tentatively, yes, ma'am.
you would have to call in to 311
Yes,
to
ma'am.
set your time for your pickup.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The concern that I have is, I'm glad we're going to this because I think it's going to be more efficient.
Yes, ma'am.
But for the people that I know that have abused the system for so long,
Yes, ma'am.
I say this all the time, I can tell you who in the district is a carpenter, who does plumbing,
Yes, ma'am.
who does fence repair, because every month they have this contractor material out.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope that we don't see an increase in illegal dumping.
Right.
And that simultaneously, we are promoting that people can take their stuff to the depositories.
Yes, ma'am.
But have we looked at any partnerships with the landfills? What I feel like we have is a barrier to taking their stuff to the landfill.
Yes, ma'am.
If I do carpet and I know that it costs me to go to the landfill, but I can put it in front of my house and get it taken up for free. Have we looked at what would be the cost of, just like we do at the depository, if we had a partnership with the landfill?
Right.
Where that contractor can bring that stuff to the landfill? Because I think that may be cheaper than picking up the illegal dumping across the city.
Yes, ma'am. That's a great question, Mayor Pro Tem. One thing that we did do is we're partnering with HPD as well, our enforcement team, to actually issue warnings first before we issue citations, and to take your advice and partner with the landfills to see. I have not explored that option yet, but we will take that option, because that would be so helpful to keep it off of medians and things like that for illegal dumping, because that's what we're facing right now, is a lot of third-party contractors. So yes, ma'am, I would take your advice and meet with the landfill owners.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Councilman Ramirez?
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Director, for the presentation. So this cost survey study that council approved and paid for and is now complete.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
We haven't seen it. Can you
Okay.
commit to sharing it with us as soon as you can so that we can have the benefit of that information?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Let me talk about your slide that titled Heavy Trash Contractor Update.
Yes, sir.
So council has authorized $2 million for contractor support.
Yes, sir.
33% has been used as of the end of last month. What is the status of the remaining funds under that contract? or that
I can get you those
appropriation?
exact numbers, sir. They came back at the beginning after the holidays. I think we're near completion. Don't know the exact numbers, but I know they're near completion because we assigned them 3 more maps in the Spring Branch area. So I can get you those numbers of where they are on.
I guess what I'm asking is, has the rest of that money been allocated to particular vendors to do some work or not? Or is it just sitting in a fund somewhere?
Oh, it's been allocated.
It has,
Yes,
okay. So that's taken care of.
Yes, sir.
It says 6 trucks are active. Are these trucks that are owned by contractors or some owned by the city?
They're all owned by contractors. The reason they could have deployed more, but because of understanding how the funds would be spent, I requested that amount so that we can track to see what they can cover versus what we cover internally. So it's kind of a comparison ordeal that we've done for the last 3 months. So we're getting actual data to show where we could get better or where they need to get better. So those dollars are actually allocated.
All right. Now, in terms of this, going to the on-demand heavy trash pickup, we're going through a training period on
Yes, sir.
drivers, is that right?
Yes, sir.
How many drivers have completed the program, the training program yet, if any?
So almost all of them, we have 60, about 68 to 70-something employees in that area. All of them are not crew leads, so about 30 of them are, and all 30 of them are going through the training right now because those will be the crew leads that actually take the data. Those will be the ones using the tablet. So all of them are going through training right now. We expect the training to be complete by the mid of next week. All of the tablets have been deployed. The work order system has, we've done a couple of pilots to see if it works. So we suspect that by mid-week next week, they'll all be fully trained.
And these are drivers?
Yes, sir.
Do we have trucks for them to drive?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Castillo.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for the presentation.
Absolutely.
I commend y'all for trying to do something innovative with our heavy trash service, and want to emphasize the point Mayor Pro Tem made on communication
Yes.
to the residents with your timeline, the need for an all-of-the-above approach, multiple languages,
Yes, sir.
water bill inserts, all the things that will get the information out to the public, and I absolutely want to help with District H in terms of that.
Yes, sir.
With route utilization, you talked about improvements there, or optimization, I should say. Are there technologies that y'all are using to optimize the routes, or what specifically is being done in that area?
So the first thing that we did was when we first came into office, a lot of the routes had a number that was not achievable by one single driver. So what we did was took the software that we had internally that had not been utilized. We called the vendor in and trained all of us on how we could use and optimize the routes, in which we reduced the number of routes, which increased more routes, but it actually gave us an opportunity to basically shrink it to the size of our department so that it can be achievable. So the software had been in place in the solid waste management department. It just wasn't utilized to its full potential. And when we brought the vendors in, it actually showcased more of an asset that we actually needed, and it actually gave us an opportunity to be able to pick up the trash and recycling can-wise in a faster time than before.
That's great. Thank you for the extra information.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Councilman Davis.
Thank you, Brother Chair. Brother Rector, thank you. Congratulations to the development and the idea. Just wanted to lift a few things. In the position you're in the time frame you're in, it's a heavy lift.
Yes, sir.
It's a heavy lift. And we all understand that there are many tentacles to this process. I'm learning as I came on some of those issues, as well as I rode with you assisted with me as I got up in the early morning, rode
Yes,
with
sir.
Brother Jose, and really learned a lot. But there's two sides, and I hope that all of us understand we support solid waste, certainly the drivers, and you as the director. But the truth of the matter is you have to look at both sides of it, the part of the residents as well as part of solid waste.
Yes, sir.
To deal with it. So I'm grateful for the development of what you're doing, but also the other side of that is how the response come to all that everybody in the city has to do.
Yes, sir.
As you know, I implemented, of course, the approach of town hall meetings to inform the community, because that's what most people need to be informed.
Yes, sir.
If it's something new, creative, or initiative. So I really embrace the call on demand process as I'm learning it. But at the same time, we certainly want to keep the morale and the assistance of the drivers and others, because I heard you have to move people, and considering people are sick, people on vacation, people that don't show up, we have to take all that into consideration on a day-to-day.
Yes, sir.
So I do have a town hall meeting that's coming up.
Yes, sir.
On February the 9th. And I look forward to that, because I think those are the things that's going to get the community to be educated on what the process is going to do to better serve them, because that's what it's all about.
Yes,
so
sir.
Thank you again, my friend, and just keep up the good work. And I know it's a heavy lift, but I think we'll all get there together.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Mhm.
Got a couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
First of all, a comment. The idea of the on-demand, obviously, the on-demand would address a lot of issues,
Yes, sir.
which would be great. I can tell you, I am very concerned about the implementation of it.
Yes, sir.
I hope that goes well. Trash sponsorship payments. We've got a backlog. I've got a number of HOAs that says they haven't got paid in quite a while. Is that your department that handles those payments? How does that work?
Yes, sir. Over the past couple of months, us and finance have merged together to work through
Okay.
that process. We recently found out that we had a backlog of people that didn't get paid. So that was just one of the challenges that I inherited once I got there. So we're working diligently.
Could you email my office the contact so we can forward you the information we've gotten and you can address it?
Yes, sir. I think Dustin emailed us this
Okay,
morning.
you've already gotten it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, terrific.
we've got
Thank
it.
you.
Yes, sir.
Recycling center operations, the Kingwood Park and Ride,
Yes,
we
sir.
used to do recycling. As of this morning, the recycling from this weekend still hadn't been picked up, and because there was no containers brought out last week due to the weather, the volume was considerably larger.
Okay.
So not only are all the containers completely full, but there's a significant overflow as well. So if we could get that wrapped up as soon as we could, that'd be great. Also, I visited one of the depositories last
sir.
week, and I learned quite a bit. I didn't realize that we did recycling at those. Certainly, that's something we'll get word out to the community about. I didn't realize that we took concrete. And I think these depositories, if we can utilize those as absolutely as much as possible.
Yes, sir.
That is the cheapest way of us getting rid of it.
Yes, sir.
Maybe only thing better would be if they took it to the dump themselves. So anything we can do with that. A couple of issues I saw is that when the cans are filled, they've got to go and haul them off, empty them, and then come back.
Right.
I've had compactors on my facilities years ago where they would actually bring me an empty, they would hook up to the full, pull that out, put my empty back, and then go away with the full. So if we had enough cans to where we could swap.
Yes, sir.
Rather than having to go back and forth, that'd be great. In fact, there was one gentleman that was waiting in line there to dump his trees. The tree got full. He had to wait while they took it and brought it back. Now, fortunately, he actually did wait, and he was probably there 45 minutes to an hour.
Yes, sir.
So, I thought it was a pretty quick turnaround, but I can imagine a lot of those people would not wait.
Right.
Instead, they would drive off, and my guess is that's where a lot of our illegal dumping
Yes, sir.
occurs. So whatever we can do to facilitate making it as easy as possible for those people to drop that off, it would really be great. And I would also look at maybe opening up Monday as well, to where you open 6 days a week there. I don't know about 24 hours, but certainly you need to make it as convenient as possible. And I'll give you
Yes,
a
yes,
real-life
sir.
example. My chief of staff
Yes, sir.
recently moved. He had a truckload of stuff loaded up. He goes to take it to the depository, finds out, oh, they're not open. Now, again, he took care of that responsibly, but how many people would do that and would just simply dump the stuff?
Right.
So I think we really got to do whatever we can. Also, the compactor, I was
None of
told
them
at
work.
West Park is not operational.
No, sir.
And apparently we've got a couple others that we've got some problems with. And they said that they're actually hauling away the cardboard every other day. We are spending significantly more in hauling away that cardboard every day than what we would spend on repairing a compactor.
Yes, sir.
So whatever we can do to get that compactor taken care of.
Yes, sir.
And lastly, what can council members do to help you and to make your job easier? I mean, obviously, I'm going to see about putting out the word through our newsletter of some of the things that I've learned, but is there anything else we can do to help you accomplish what you need to do?
Yes, sir. I can't express enough how much I appreciate each and every one of you. The great thing about it is I speak to each and every one of you pretty frequently on different matters, and you all have been great. This has not been an easy ride. The first, I think I'm in month 9 right now into my new job, and we've had a lot of things thrown at our department, and residents, it's not their problem, it's ours as city employees to rectify the situation. I think the biggest thing that I would ask is you're helping educating the public on this new implementation of something we're about to do for the first time. That would be my only ask, but again, I can't thank each and every one of you enough for all of your hard work and dedication to the city and also to our department. So if I needed something else, Councilmember, you can rest assured that I will give you guys.
Maybe you could even send all of our offices something every month that you'd like to see us publicize
Okay.
that would help you. Because, I mean, all of us want you to succeed.
Yes, sir.
I think all of us would like to talk to you a little less.
Yes, sir. I believe it.
So, but whatever we can do to help you,
Yes,
please
yes,
let
sir.
us know. And with that, we've got a number of public speakers. First, Doug Smith. Absent. Okay. Rosanna Urban. Sorry.
He emailed me today. No,
Anybody else not going to be here? No one? Okay.
Is it working? Okay. Good afternoon, council members. Thank you so much, Councilmember Flickinger, for going to the depositories. I work for the depositories as a driver, and I'm asking for you to invest in solid waste and also the depositories where we're asking that in order to be able to help our citizens, that we do get new self-contained compactors at West Park, at Summermeyer, at Sunbeam, at, I know I'm missing one, Kirkpatrick, and also, and especially North Main. And I say that because they are such avid recyclers in that area that we have 2 compactors for them, and they are both broken and are not able to be fixed, according to what we've been told. So in order to alleviate illegal dumping, we're asking that you invest in Central Depository, which is in Councilmember Martinez area, and also Kirkpatrick. There is a green space area that we can utilize for contractors to come through, so it doesn't mess with what the citizens are trying to do as far as their dumping, and they can pay, to have a pay service for them. So we thank you so much. If you have any questions, we'd love to talk to you all.
Thank you.
And if I could, I'd like to leave the aerial views of the depositories.
Okay. Jack Valinsky.
Thank you, council members. This demands a great educational thing. We can't do this overnight, number one. Number two, we can't have a soft date. This has to be a hard date. You can't just say, oh, we're not ready, we'll do it a month later. It has to be a hard date. Number three, originally director said there'd be a separate phone number to call for on-demand. We spent 20-some years teaching people to use 311. It should go through 311. Still, as you saw at the last meeting, those of you who came to the night session, we have some problems with our workers at solid waste. They're working 12 hours. They're working 6 days. The buyout didn't help that. the fact that we don't have enough money in their budget, the fact that they're going over budget, the fact that we have to hire extra contractors. We need to fix this. You can't fix it without money. And that means we need to increase revenue. There's no way we can get through this budget without increased revenue or have a fee. We need a fee. Thank you.
Councilman Martinez, appreciate your comments.
Yes, I'm sure he does.
Gabriela Hamdia.
Good afternoon, y'all. Hope y'all are doing well. My name is Gabriela Hamdia, and I'm the lead organizer for the Reliable Recycling for Houston campaign for environment taxes. And I'll be reiterating the point on the solid waste fee there. We want to applaud many of the efforts of Director Hassan, specifically adding new trucks, increasing efficiency with on-demand heavy trash pickup, leading efforts to secure a recycling transfer station. But as y'all have heard over and over again, we really need to fix the fact that we have an under-budgeted department. So we continue to advocate for a solid waste fee to improve reliability of trash and recycling pickup in our city. We're releasing a letter to all of your offices along with petition signatures collected by both Environment Texas and Hope Union Local 123. And we'll be sending that out respectfully as Environment Texas will be putting these in the recycling can and making sure that we use digital copies more from now on. So we want to do our part to help educate residents and neighborhoods about our campaign. We will gladly partner with your offices to meet with civic clubs and local leaders. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Felix Kapoor.
Thanks. I have 1 minute. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Council, and thank you for that presentation from Solid Waste. I do wish they were still here, as we do have some questions. Wanted to see, love all of the new improvements they're trying to make and some of the new ideas, even if risky, that they're trying to implement. Really wanting to know, one, what their idea is for addressing illegal dumping. We had someone come in to talk about that, or we had someone just give comment on a couple of ideas, and it was loosely talked about. Obviously, Councilmember Kasich-Tatum mentioned it in her area as well. So wanting to know where illegal dumping sort of stands in their purview and how to not necessarily eradicate it, but minimize its impacts. And then also, it is obvious that the city of Houston has invested most of its money into fire and police, and now we're asking taxpayers to pay more dollars to support potential various just as essential services, such as picking up trash. So if we are going to implement a fee, what does equity look like? If there's no equity in the fee, I don't need residents in Northeast Houston or across the city to choose between going to the doctor and getting their trash picked up. So wanna ensure there's equity in any sort of fee that is proposed, because it's obvious they do need more funding. And I think lastly, and thank you for the extra time, we want to ensure the city is actually going to spend any money dedicated to solid waste actually on solid waste. The city has proven time and time again, especially under this administration, that they can manipulate and maneuver where certain monies get spent. See the DDSRF fund.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Malachi Key.
I assume I have a minute as well? Yes. Great. Y'all hear me okay? Yes. Cool. My name is Malachi Key. I'm the Climate Justice Coordinator with Air Alliance Houston, focused mainly on plastics, mostly the plastic crisis in general. I wanted to reiterate, I appreciate all of y'all's efforts, especially the Director of Solid Waste Management, in attempts to address this. However, I do think a lot of these attempts aren't going where they need to go, and I wanted to particularly address the Houston Recycling Collaboration. For those of y'all that don't know, this is a program that's been going on for about 4 years. It's a partnership between the city and several local plastic manufacturers that's attempting to use advanced recycling to address the plastic crisis. But for the past 4 years, it hasn't been functioning. One of the major facilities in Pasadena, the Lyondell-Basel facility, isn't even fully converted. And as of right now, from Air Alliance's main research, all of this plastic is going to unpermitted open air waste management facility that's regularly been cited for fire code violations. So I would strongly encourage looking more heavily into this memorandum of understanding and the Houston Recycling Collaboration. I have a lot more to say on this, but I've already sent emails to all of your offices. I would just love to talk about the effectiveness of this program and how we can do better as a city. Thank you.
Benjamin Broadway. Benjamin? Okay, that concludes our, oh, I'm sorry.
I know. Yes, hello, good afternoon. I'm going to get straight to the point. 60 to 63% of the city's annual budget goes to firemen and police. Is this equitable? Man, is this equitable for someone like me that I'm on a budget and I have to decide on what I'm going to pay and what I'm going to do? I've been sitting in the back of this room all afternoon, okay, for a good portion of this morning. And y'all had your people come up here and speak, but y'all want to give me a minute. Man, y'all really do need to think about budgeting the time and how y'all do this. Now, for me to get my trash picked up on time, I stay in Northeast Houston. We have piles of trash everywhere. Y'all used to have the depositories up there by Barbara Jordan High School. Y'all removed them. The same idea that the council member was just talking about bringing one empty container and dropping a full one and taking the empty one. They used to do that back in the 90s. Why did y'all move it? That's one question. Now, my second question is, what about the ad valorem tax? Man, are this payment gonna be like that payment? That you're going to start this pot of money and mysteriously it disappears and goes to the main budget to fund police and firemen? Can someone answer that question?
It would certainly go into the general revenue, so, or into the solid waste budget itself. I mean, all that would be decided. I mean, we haven't implemented any trash fees, so we can't speak to what hasn't been done yet.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we adjourn, the next BFA meeting will be Tuesday, March 3rd at 10 a.m. The next government operations meeting will be Wednesday, March 4th at 2 p.m. If there are no other comments or questions, the meeting is adjourned.